made a joke online and I caught some heat for it, so I was hoping you could tell me if I deserved it or not.
You did deserve it, actually. I'm going to be very upfront with that because it was not only just in the videos that you said it, but in your comments, the things that you're saying you were taking as criticism and you're open to, you were actively saying you would consider, and in this video, you are negating this consideration. So Exhibit A, where I have a personal friend who talks about how this and using the slur for Sped and the way that you used was not funny and how it is actually hurtful. And in your explanation, you didn't mention anything about it for you, that you were making a joke about yourself. You just said it was you were just trying to be funny, and that you personally want to try to take that slang use of the words to see how it fits for formal education students. So you are understanding this reclamation of the slang word or of the slur and trying to reclaim it for yourself, or saying that or you're trying to suggest that the community would like to take it back, which many of the comments in your original video are telling you from actual people who were in special education, they do not like this term. Again, with the specific comment you highlighted too, ear defenders, they're called ear defenders, and you say it's a joke. Again, I don't see any reference of you saying it's a joke for yourself in your comments. Also, your second point, where you're pointing out the summary that I have spoken about in a response video to you, as well as people in the comments who tell you that slur reclamation or any kind of reclamation of a slur or slang or derogatory term has to be a community participation. It is not just about one individual like yourself taking the term back. It has to be a community thing for any derogatory term to be something that is no longer considered a slur. And it's so hypocritical of you to say that that's really insightful. You're going to appreciate that point and absolutely take it forward into consideration moving forward. When in this video, you basically refute it. I don't know, the way you said it was very dismissive of the fact that you said you would be considering this point. But I guess you don't want to consider it in a way that actually is meaningful to everybody who has told you that this is a slur. And this isn't the first time that, Kaelynn, you have used slurs in your video that other people within your own community have told you not to do. And you still think it's funny because you are trying to, as again, a public figure, trying to talk about your own experience. And it's not censoring if you are not using this kind of language in your own videos, even though you're trying to connect it to yourself. It's only that because you are a public figure, you need to show also mutual respect to those who are in your community because of how much engagement you get, because of other views that are getting from other people, and how those views of yourself are going to translate to other people in the community. Because you have such a huge platform, and because you're saying this is just a joke for myself, when so many people in the comments and in the community have told you that they do not like this slur being used at all, and then people thinking it's okay to use it, neurotypical people or animalistic people, and then what if you have somebody outside of this community or somebody who's autistic, and then some random person calls somebody as like sped phones when they obviously do not want that to happen? That's the effect that we're trying to have you engage and understand, Kaelynn. It is not just about you. I am honestly really pissed that this is your response to a community thing that many of the people, again, in your own community, have said they do not like. And as a mutual respect for other people in your community, you should just apologize and say that I'm sorry, even though it was for me. You're right. This isn't something that should be used for anybody else who is not in this community. And you are not the sole person to say that this is a word that we could reclaim, because everybody else in the community is saying, no, we don't want that at all to be reclaimed. We want it to be known that it is a slur that shouldn't be used for those who are in special education. And those of you who are like, SPED is just a acronym or abbreviation of special education, yes, logistically it is, but it's also a slur, and it's also a derogatory term for those kids who were in special education, who were taunted and say that they were SPED kids, or they were saying that, oh, look at those SPED kids going down the hall. It was a very negative connotation to those who were in special education. That is why it's a slur to them. That is why they don't like this word being used, because that abbreviation relates to those experiences that they had in special education, which weren't positive at all. And I'm also very pissed that it is Autism Month, Kaelynn, and you use this time in order to make it about yourself and make it about, selling your merch about your fingerprint and making a capitalistic view of autism. That, more and more, I'm losing so much more respect for you.